Hello guys, welcome back to a Boom Beach video. Still sick, but that shouldn't matter too much in today's video. Today I'm going to be proposing a Boom Beach update idea, and it's a very cool update idea. It was posted on the forums, and the funny thing is, it was posted about a year and a half ago on the forums. I was just scrolling through it, someone reposted on it, so it got updated. It's an operation idea, and I feel like it would be a very cool, unique feature in the game. Now, it was posted in March of 2016, so it's definitely been a while, and you know me, I've been making videos about update ideas recently. I've made a few videos about update ideas, and I failed to look at task forces. How awesome it would be if we had more task force events that came up. And this idea that was proposed is a task force idea. It's a new task force operation, but it's more like an event that a task force can do. It was very well formulated, and Arlight, the community manager of Boom Beach, posted on it back in March of 2016 and said it was a great idea. So I have a feeling they forgot about it, or he never brought it up to the team, but I'm going to be bringing it up, and hopefully the Boom Beach team watches this and maybe adds it to the game, because it's a very cool feature and it would be a lot of fun for high level task forces to play on. I actually feel very sick right now, but let's get into the video. So the idea is called the Gauntlet. It would be a new task force operation. It could be placed over here, more blackish water, black, dark green water. So past Forlorn Hope. It would cost the max amount of intel for any task force to start, because you get an amazing amount of force points. So for a 50-player task force, it would cost, what is it, 1,500, 1,000 until to start one of those. We'll just say 1,500. I believe the max is the max is 1,000, I believe. So we'll just say the max, which is 1,000. So it would cost 1,000 intel to start, and it's a 48-hour operation instead of a 24-hour operation. Now, personally, that's the idea he suggested, the guy who posted it. Personally, I feel that it should be maybe a 4-day, 5-day event. You would still get way more than enough force points. And here's how it works. The objective, the operation, is not just an operation that has more op bases that are a little worse than the ones before it. What it would be is, it would be a combination of every single operation all the way up to Forlorn Hope. Now, it would have to be balanced, so 25 man would end on Massive Attack, 10 man would land maybe on Deep Cut, 5 man would land probably in Deep Cut, 10 man could land a Massive Attack. So it's creating a challenge at the end for task forces, so it's pretty tough. And basically you have one attack, or each player in your task force has one attack for each operation basis, and you would have to defeat all 22 operations or operations for a 50-man task force. So if I started the Gauntlet right now, we would start out on Milk Run. Only a few people in our task force would be able to attack Milk Run. So we would say for 50 man, we would say like 2 people attack Milk Run, or 4 people attack Milk Run. And it would scale up, so Dead End would be maybe like 8 people, 9 people, and they could modify this number, the number of people who are allowed to attack the operation. They can modify it to make the challenge even more hard. And as soon as you fail an operation, so Dead End, we'll say you get 9 attacks. As soon as if you cannot defeat the operation in 9 attacks, you're done. You can't win anymore. You can't go on. And the op reward would basically be all of the operations under it combined. Now, that could be a little overpowered. They would have to work on some scaling, but it's a very cool ability. And yeah, that's basically how it works. And another feature that would be easy to implement is you get to select the leader, or the co-leaders get to select who attacks each operation. So I could say, okay, Chibi and Swag attack Milk Run, and Chibi and Swag would not be able to attack an operation until everyone in your task force has attacked a different operation. So Chibi and Swag and 2 more people would attack Milk Run, and then later on, after everyone had a turn of attacking, you would get to Mambo. So it would take an incredible amount of work, planning, and attacking for a task force coordination, getting everyone to attack. And yeah, you have 48 hours to defeat Milk Run. And if you do it, then you move on to Early Bird, and you have how much time you have left to defeat Early Bird. And if you defeat it, you move on to Venus Flytrap. And it's very simple. And the force points you would gain from each operation is the force points you would gain from each operation. So I could potentially, if I'm in a maxed out task force, you get 1800 intel, or no, 1800 force points per day. You start the Gauntlet every 3 days. You would get all of the previous, if you can defeat every operation, you would get all of the previous ones and Forlorn Hope. This guy did the calculation. It would be 1200 or 12,500 force points in 3 days or 2 days, or however long you have it. Intel would be hard to come across. I see a bunch of, this is kind of a downside, a bunch of top task forces getting more intel droppers, and task forces that can't get intel droppers going downhill. But I just feel like it's a very cool ability, a very cool event, and they can even build upon it, where you start at the top and you work your way down. Obviously, that would be a little worse, but they have a bunch of ways they can do this operation idea. And they can even extend this idea into more type task forces, task force operation events, where you have 12 hours to defeat these, or yeah, it's a little rough. You have 12 hours to defeat Choke Point, Curtain Call, and Stronghold. You have an hour to try to defeat Deep Cut, and if your task force can defeat Deep Cut in an hour, you would get a times 1.5 multiplier, and you would have to wait 23 hours until you can start the next operation after it. So it would be scaled, so task forces still won't. It would be scaled so task forces wouldn't just, like, people who have a way of doing things, have intel droppers, wouldn't be able to just jump up super high, and it would be impossible for anyone to catch them. But it would definitely encourage teams to come together, more coordination, more fun, to defeat a certain operation in an hour. There's so many cool ideas they can do utilizing task forces. They could definitely bring out a new operation called Massive Hope and put it past Forlorn Hope, and it'd be even worse, and it would be very tough for top level players to defeat, but people in a while would find a way to defeat it. They could do it. They could make a new operation, but it wouldn't help, because after a while people would learn how to defeat the operation and it would go back to the situation we're in now. But if they had events, where you can start an event with your task force, it would be a very cool addition. But that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to drop a like. As always, I'll talk to you in the next Boom Beach video. Bye.